The Lord requires something from his people, his special people that he chose. And that's for what? So when you to marry, for you to reproduce, bring your family up under the holy guidance of the scriptures. You understand?
That's right.
Because what? Through us not doing this, curses came upon us. Because what our people, they didn't want to follow the commandments of God. They wanted to whoremonger. They wanted to be in all types of wickedness and homosexuality. Our people are, this is prevalent in our communities nowadays. Whether we believe it or not, you can walk down the street, you see it everywhere. So what do you take from the flyer? I say because whether you know it or not, he just gave you the key to bullshit. He just gave you the key to what God requires of you.
Right.
Right? Because what our people don't understand is this happened to a particular people, the chosen people of God.
That's right.
And we come out here to show you who you are according to the Bible.
Right.
And what that means being a chosen people of God, right?
Right.
So have you ever heard of the Israelites before? No. You never heard of the Israelites, right? So let me show you the importance of being an Israelite. Then I want to show you how that you know so you can prove who you are, that you are Israelite according to the Bible, right? So what's a particular chart? If you look at this, right? You see how they got, you got American, West Indian. These are the names that our captives or our slave masters gave us. Which one would you say you came from? Like your father. What's his nationality? So-called West Indian black. That's our praise. So that means you would come from the tribe of Benjamin, right? But I say, so that's what our people, we come out here to show our people, because what your nationality comes from your father, it comes from the bloodline of your father, right? All right, but now particularly, you say you really haven't heard the Israelites. Let me show you the importance of knowing why you're an Israelite, right? All right, get that, 76.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
I want you to listen to this, because this is what the Lord told Moses to tell the children of Israel. And it's very important that our people understand this today, because our people we don't hear what the Lord cries of, what he feels about the so-called black Hispanic, right? Because all you hear about us is that what? We niggas, we spits, we deadbeat daddies, we drug dealers. That's how they portray us, right? But the Lord says something different.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
It says that Israelites, because when you have the Deuteronomy 1:1, it says that what Moses was speaking to the Israelites, it said we are holy. Holy means separate. That means set apart from other nations.
Right. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
A special people. Have you ever heard that the Israelites were a so-called black man was special to the Lord? Have anybody ever told you that? They never told you that, right? None of us had heard that before we came to the truth, before we got the understanding of the Bible, knowing that we are the chosen people of God.
That's
but
right.
Not only are you the chosen, he going to tell you how he feels about the other people.
That's right. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Read that again.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Did you get that? What does that mean? Let me ask you. But I say because he just read it. And I'm going to tell you what it means, but I want to see if you got it, if your spirit's picking up with it. What does that mean that we are above all people on the face of this earth? Exactly, my brother. That means we're supposed to be above all people on this earth.
That's right.
But when you look around, is that how our people are today? No. Why? That would be my next question, brother. Why are our people not at the top? Why are our people not in rulership? Because the Lord made the world for us, whether you know it or not. He made all this for his chosen people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. He made it for us. But then the next question would be, if he made it for us, all this supposed to be ours. We're supposed to own this. We're supposed to own this land, even though Lord come back destroy all this. You understand? But it's supposed to be ours.
That's right.
And another nation is ruling over us. And we have control of the resources.
That's right.
So the next question would be why? Why? And I'm going to tell you, right? Deuteronomy.
Read out.
Right? This is why, brother. This is why. I want to show you why we are not on top as we're supposed to be, right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Read it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
so let me give you the context of what we read here. Deuteronomy. Do you know the story when you come out of when Moses went and saved the Israelites out of Egypt from Pharaoh? Have you ever heard the story? You know, hey, Moses went to the Pharaoh and said, hey, let my people go. And the Lord brought plagues on the Egyptians because what he refused to let his chosen people go. I'm sure you heard the story. But I say, even all people who are having, per se, went to church, you heard a little bit of it. Or,
I heard a little bit about it.
Right, hey, it's understandable because our people, we don't read the Bible. We don't even deal with the Bible. I know particularly before I came to this truth, I had never read the Bible. You know what I did? I seen TV shows. I seen what they pushed on TV, on social media. What my parents tried, they tried to push this devil on me. Not knowing that this is the devil that brought our people in slavery.
Right. That's right.
The Bible don't describe this man.
That's right.
But it does say who he is, say the damn synagogue of Satan.
That's right.
So right now what we're reading what Moses told the children of Israel. When you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, 1 through 14 is the blessings. When he said hearken, hearken means to listen. So when you read the first half, he said, hey, if you listen to what I'm telling you, you're going to be blessed. Your people are going to be in rulership. You're going to have dominion on this earth. But on the flip side, when you get past 15, it says, but if you decide not to listen, this is what's going to happen to you. And that's what we're reading right now. And I want to show you some of those curses that shows who these Israelites are, right? This is why we're going here. Right? Read on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So it's saying these curses, brother. This is what you kind of got to have in your mind, because what he's saying, hey, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to put curses on you, right? So then my next thought would be, damn, what's the curses that he would put on us if we didn't listen? And then how do I get these curses off of him?
Bring it up! Right? Bring it up!
And what's the importance of knowing what these curses do? Right? Chapter 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
It's speaking of the curses. So it's saying these curses are going to be upon the children of Israel for a sign.
That's right.
A sign that shows you something. I can tell this is CVS. I can tell this is AC Hotel Charlotte. I can tell it's a hotel because what the sign shows me what it is, right?
That's right.
So with these curses, you're able to tell who the children of Israel are, right? So I'm going to hop straight to the point because I want you to understand the gravity of what we're speaking of. The wrath that God will bring upon his people for not listening to what he said, right? Chapter 68.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now this is going into that story we were speaking about how Moses went to Egypt to save Israel out of the land out of Egypt from the hand of Pharaoh, right? So he's saying the Lord is going to bring you into Egypt again. Now I know you said you were a little unfamiliar with history. Now when you read the history, we never went back into Egypt as a nation of people. Once the Lord came and killed and put the plagues on Egypt, we didn't go back to Egypt as a nationality of people as a whole. But the Lord is saying, hey, if you don't listen to what I'm telling you, I'm going to send you into Egypt again. Now my question would be, what does that mean? And how does it apply today, right? All right, get the precept.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 2. Bring it out! I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So when you read it in the scriptures, the word Egypt is synonymous. It's a place, but it also means house of bondage.
That's right.
Do you know what's another word for bondage, my brother? Let me go ahead and help you out. It's slavery.
That's right.
Slavery. So when you read in the scriptures, it says, I'm going to bring you into bondage or slavery again. That's what we were reading in one of the curses, right?
That's right.
So let's go back so you can get the understanding where the gravity of what it's telling you.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
into slavery, right?
Again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
So what that is speaking of is this right here. This is speaking of the transatlantic slave trade. I know a lot of our people, we're not too brushed up on the history. I know I didn't even give it too much mind because our people, we don't really think of what our forefathers went through, our foremothers, how we ended up here in America. That's not on the forefront of our mind. We're worried about work, getting bills paid,
bring it up,
making sure we're not homeless, taking care of our family. That's what we want to do.
Right.
But what the Lord requires of it, he's telling you to wake up to your true nationality.
That's right.
The Lord is here to awaken us. He's here to help you out of this captivity.
Right.
But you have to first understand your nationality so that we can move forward and show you your ways. How the Lord wants you to move. How you're supposed to be moving as an Israelite man.
Right.
But first you have to understand who you are and why it's important, right?
Right.
All right, finish that off.
By the whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So it's saying you're not going to see your homeland again, which is Jerusalem. Because our people don't know that's our homeland, right? We ask our people where we're from. I'm sure if you probably the same as all of our people. We say we're from Africa. Not realizing that Africa is a continent. It's hundreds, it's many countries in Africa. So then I would narrow down, hey, what country do you come from in Africa? We don't know. Because we lost our nationality in slavery. We lost who we were. We lost our history, our forefathers, who they were. All we know is slavery. All we know is civil rights. That's the only thing our people know. But the Bible says you're greater than what the white man did to you here in America, right?
Right.
I read that.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
So when you got sent to slavery on those ships and you got to the land you didn't know, you were gonna be sold. Now I know you know who got sent into slavery on ships and sold to another nation of people. Who was that? Jerusalem, yes, but I want to make sure we're on the same page. What nationality of people got sent into slavery on ships and sold once they got off those ships?
Bring it up.
That's your people, brother.
That's
right.
right.
Nobody else.
That's right.
That's our people. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
You niggas sold
Right.
over here. This is what we got going on here, right? When you look at some of the imagery, this is why we put these things here. When you watch movies like 12 Years a Slave, Roots, all these things bring your nationality back to mind. It gives you a visual of things that we forgot. Because as we're out here hustling and grinding, we don't think of the things that our people went to, or they're still going through today, right? We don't think of the atrocities that happened to our forefathers.
Gee.
How we were getting beat, how we were getting sold, how
Wake
we were
'em
getting
up.
murdered. We don't
Right.
think of these things, brother.
Right.
Read that.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So, I want to make sure we're on the same page. Why did this happen to us? You remember when we read the first 15, it's because of the curses. Why did those curses come on us? You remember when we were speaking of what? The commandments. The commandments. The commandments. Hey, the Bible speaks of it pretty regularly. Keep my commandments.
Right.
Don't listen to my commandments.
Right.
John 5:3. But I say because this is an important thing you got to realize. Because I showed you who the Israelites are in the Bible. I showed you how to identify them, right? Keep in mind, that didn't happen to no other nation of people.
Right.
So if that didn't happen to another nation of people, that means that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they are the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's
the
right.
Bible said that was going to happen to a particular race of people.
Right.
And it didn't happen to nobody else, right? So with that is how you resonate with your spirit to tell who you are according to the Bible.
Bring it out. Wake 'em up.
So now dealing with that, I have to, my next thought would be, okay, so we got sent into slavery because we didn't listen to the commandments, right? Are the commandments hard? Do you know any commandments in the Bible? Probably not. Probably not. I went to church most of my life and I never heard a pastor, I never heard nobody say anything about no commandments. How y'all doing, sisters? What's going on? Hey, y'all come on up real quick. I see y'all on the move. What we're doing, we're going over nationality. We're going over who our people are in the Bible. As well as you. As your importance of it, right? So what we're going to do, right? Check this out. Read that.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
For this is the love of God. So a lot of our people say they love God. They love God. Hey, how y'all doing, sisters? Do y'all love God?
Yes.
Oh, what about you, sister? Do you love God?
Yes.
How about you, brother? You love God? So if you love God, how do you show your love to God? Let me ask that.
Bring it out.
Praise and worship.
I ain't gonna do much. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you right. So how do you show your love to God?
Praise and worship.
Praise and worship, right?
Yep.
And a lot of our people say that. Do you go to church?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of our people in church, that's how I speak to my man. They said what? Praise and worship. Love God, love God, love God. Which a lot of our people say that, right?
Yes.
We love God, but we love him in a different way.
Bring it up.
Because the Bible says how you're supposed to love God.
Teach 'em
You know
that,
the
right?
Bible says you're supposed to love God. That's what I'm going over with my man right here, right? So let me show you what the Bible says of how you're supposed to love God.
Bring it out.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
For this is the love of God.
It said, this is the love of God. And it's getting ready to tell you what the love of God is.
That we keep his commandments.
Read that again.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments, because that's what we were just speaking with you, right? We were speaking of the curses. You say you go read the Bible. Have you ever heard of Deuteronomy 28?
Yeah.
Dealing with the blessings and the curses, right? So when we're dealing with that, there was blessings if you listen to what the Lord said, and there was curses if you went against what he said, right? So we were showing my brother here what those curses entail. And that entailed our people going to slavery because we did not listen to what he said.
Word.
Right? And I want you to hearken on it.
He said he want to know about the tribe of Gad. He from Gad.
Okay, all praise. Come on. So what we're doing, we're going over nationality. Like I'm dealing with all my people here. We're dealing with who the people, the Israelites according to the Bible are, right? So you say you read the Bible, you heard the Israelites? What about you, my brother?
No, I haven't.
You haven't heard so how do you know about the tribe of Gad?
I mean, I'm stopping by, I'm listening.
Okay, I'll praise you. And I know we dealing. Let me get them up to speed, but I want you to stay, brother, because I want you to make sure you get what we're talking about, all right? So I want to bring y'all to the speed where we are here teaching our people. Right?
Bring it up.
So I know you say you heard the Israelites. I want to show y'all the importance of knowing that you're Israel.
That's
and how
right.
you can tell who you are according to the Bible. Right. This is the most important information you're going to get.
Right.
You want to make sure you stay to the end to listen to what we're bringing out, right? Deuteronomy.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Now, you're familiar with the Bible, correct? How much of the Bible do you know?
I would say 3 years.
3 years?
Not much.
Okay. So particularly when you're reading the book of Deuteronomy, it's speaking to the Israelites. I'm sure y'all know who the Israelites are. When Moses sent the Lord sent Moses to Pharaoh to save my people out of Egypt, let my people go. And he sent those plagues or those plagues against Egypt to save the Israelites out of captivity, right? So when you read the book of Deuteronomy, this is what happened after they got brought through the Red Sea, right? So Moses is telling the Israelites what the Lord is requiring of them and what he expects of them and why he saved them, right?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
So he chose the Israelites to be special unto himself. Do y'all understand what that means? Have y'all ever heard that the Israelites were special to the Lord? Especially you, my sister, because you say you read the Bible or something. I want to make sure that we're on the same page. Have they ever told you that the Israelites were special to the Lord? Have they ever told you who the Israelites were?
Bring it out.
Why not? And when you read the Bible,
Teach them
the
all.
whole Bible is about the Israelites.
That's right.
But they never tell you who they are and that they're special to the Lord when the Bible clearly just said that.
That's right. That's right.
And it's a little more that goes with it, right? Finish that off.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Read her on the top again, all together.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So what, my sister, give me one second. Let me show you one thing before you go. Because I know you heard that. So it says the Israelites are special. They are holy to the Lord, above all people that's on the face of the earth. Do you know what that requires? Especially as you as my sister. Give me one. Let me deal with the sister before she deals with it, okay? Don't deal with it, all right? What does that mean of you, sister? If that means you're special, if that means you're holy to the Lord, what do you think the Lord would want from a daughter of his? All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get back to you, my brother. The sister didn't want to hear, right? But now one thing that I do want to show, finish it off, just because I want you to understand the importance of the man and the woman, just to show you where we're going with it, right? Read that.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In modest apparel. Right?
That's right.
Now when you see that sister up here, was she wearing modest apparel?
Yeah, sure.
Do you understand what modest means?
Bring it out. That's right.
Modest means not causing sexual attention.
Yeah, not too much.
Not at all. It says not causing sexual attention. That's the definition of modest. That's the definition of modest. It means not causing sexual attention. So that is what he expects of what? The woman as being a child of God, right? Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Because now he expects something of the woman as well as the man. Because what us being the chosen people of God, us being holy unto him, he cares what our people do. He cares how we dress. He cares how we live our lives. The people we decide to deal with, man and woman. Right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So this is what the Lord is telling us. He even cares about what his people wears. He doesn't want the woman wearing immodest clothes. He doesn't want them wearing things that pertain to a man, which means clothes, which means pants. The sisters is supposed to be wearing dresses or skirts, modest skirts, not the stuff you see them walking around wearing nowadays, where they just out and about, showing everything for every man walking by. That's not how he wants to speak. But then you have to keep reading on there. It says, then also he doesn't want the man wearing what pertains to a woman. What does some of our men there nowadays wear that pertains to a woman? Dresses. Is that how they're supposed to be moving? No. Because let me show you the importance of why they're not supposed to be moving like that, right? Hebrews 13:4.
Bring it out.
Because what he expects something from us. He expects us to be living a certain way, right?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 4.
Bring it out.
Marriage is honorable in all.
Marriage is honorable.
In the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
So what this is telling our people that the Lord wants us to be married. Man and woman. The Lord requires us to be married. The Lord is not for whoremongering. He's not for homosexuality.
That's
right. He's not for cross-dressing. He's not for that. The Lord requires something from his people, his special people that he chose. And that's for what? So for you to marry, for you to reproduce, bring your family up under the holy guidance of the scriptures. You understand?
That's right.
Because what? Through us not doing this, curses came upon us. Because what our people, they didn't want to follow the commandments of God. They wanted to whoremonger. They wanted to be in all types of wickedness as homosexuality. Our people are, this is prevalent in our communities nowadays. Whether we believe it or not, you can walk down the street, you see it everywhere. And what we come to do, we come to show our people that what you have to turn from these things, to turn back to the Lord. The Lord wants you to come back to him. He wants to give you rulership. He wants to give you the kingdom. But you have to be in the right mindset to take it.
That's right.
Alright? What you got? Read it then.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4.
Bring it up.
Marriage is honorable in all.
Marriage is honorable, but let me tell you how we fell away from that marriage. Jeremiah 17:4. Because what? It's telling you that what? Man, woman, these things are important. This is how you build back your nation. Because brother, I know I was speaking with you about how we lost our nationality. How did our people get here in America, my brother? I didn't get your name. What's your name again? Alec O'Shea, right? So,
On the boat.
so what? On the boat. So did you know that was in the Bible? You did. How do you know? School. So the school, you went to school and they told you that the black people going to slavery on the ship. They told you that was in the Bible in school? What school did you go to? I need to know what school you went to.
Bring it up.
I went to Stewart Creek.
Stewart Creek. So can you tell me where it says that at?
In the Bible, tell you where it said that in the Bible.
So particularly, if they did tell you that, did they tell you why it's in the Bible? Or why you went into slavery on ships?
No.
They didn't tell you that, right? Because it's important. Because if something happens, I want to know why. If I got sent into slavery and all my nationality of people were whipped and killed, and they killed your foremothers and your forefathers, I want to know why.
Right.
Don't you? Wouldn't you want to know why would the Lord allow you to let your people go into slavery? That's a question, right? It's an honest question I had. I'm sure you've had it. You've had it. We've all had it. Let me show you why. Deuteronomy 28:15.
Bring it up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it up.
How you doing, my brother?
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
How you doing, my brother? What's going on? O'Shea, how you doing? So I was just gonna break up the speed. I see you walk you up. Before I get into this, I want you to see what we're going into. We're showing the brothers why our people came over here to slavery on ships. Why we're here in this America over here. Do you know why, my brother?
Why we over here in America?
Why are we here in America? Do you know how we got here in America?
They say slavery.
As slavery, right? What were we doing before slavery?
Slavery.
Right. So deal with it. We were not in slavery before that, right? We were in rulership. We ruled Europe. You ever heard of the Moors? The Moors? Moors? They ruled Europe in what's it, 1400s? This pretty much the hundreds, the dark ages. Yeah, right? Because we were in rulership. We were not in slavery, contrary to popular belief. Right. So now, when you think about that, why do they only give you the history of when we were in slavery? If we were in rulership beforehand, why would they do that? I like that. I like your answer, brother, because that means I can deal with you. Because the Bible tells you why they did that. Get Psalms 83. Psalms 83. I want to give you this, and then I want to show you how we came over here, and why we came over in slavery, and why they are trying to keep you in slavery. Read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God, and hold not thy peace, and be not still.
Read it again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
So what this is telling you, the Lord has enemies. Have you ever heard that the Lord has enemies? Has anybody ever told y'all that? The Lord has enemies, right? It's going to tell you what these enemies want to do, what their plan is against God, right?
Hey, I'm gonna have to stop.
And then, hey, we're getting ready to wrap up. Let me give you this before you go, though, but this is very important. This is my last scripture. Okay, I got you. Hey, you got a flyer, though, right? Yeah, you got a flyer. All praise. All right, check that thing out, all right?
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
So what we're going to do, we're getting ready to wrap up. So let's hop back to 16. We're getting ready to wrap it up, brother, but I did want to show you how we got over here in slavery and that it's in the Bible, right? I don't want you to leave without knowing how to feel who you are according to the Bible. All right? So pay attention to this, right? What we're reading here is Deuteronomy 28. And it's going into the curses that would be upon the children of Israel to show who they are in these last days, right? Read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So, can I ask you what the word Egypt means, my brother?
Fifth grade your question.
Is it? So what's it mean?
I don't know.
Exactly, right?
23.
But hey, it's nothing against you, brother. Our people don't know. Our people haven't been taught these things. Because you think it's something deep. But the Bible tells you what it is, right? The Bible answers its own questions. Read it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what that's telling you is that Egypt, it means house of bondage or slavery, brother. Because when we were in Egypt, what state were we in? We were in slavery. Hard rigor, hardcore bondage.
Read
Just
out.
like we're here today, right? Read that.
And the Lord thy God shall bring thee into Egypt with ships.
So what this is telling you that the Lord is going to bring you into slavery or captivity again with ships, right? All right, so but you got a flyer, brother. What I want you to do is I want you to go through and check out our YouTube page. Check out our website. Check out the information on there because these things are in the Bible. And all this stuff you hear is bringing out, get the history, brother. And when you have questions, reach out to me.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is